Hello, I'm Ike Eze, Executive Director eTransact, and you're watching On the Money. I'm Ike Eze. I'm Executive Director of eTransact. I run strategy, and I also run the mobile money arm. So a little bit of background on me is that technical background, essentially spent a lot of time in Silicon Valley building companies and selling them. Quick stint over at Bechtel and also Boston Consulting Group. Came back to Nigeria to join eTransact to partake in the revolution that was going on in both the tech space as well as the mobile space. And eTransact is at a very interesting intersection of tech, mobile, financial services, but also being a company that's been around for well over 13 years. So has seen the early stages of the industry and is growing into the market as it sort of picks up steam. So for us, the mobile money market in Kenya is very different from what we see in the Nigerian marketplace. So we found that you couldn't really graft a Kenyan model onto the Nigerian marketplace. We've tried it, it just hasn't worked out the way that we thought it would. So we're starting to find out that you have to change the product. You have to figure out how people use it. The way that somebody might use it in Kenya is very different than the way somebody might use it here. So a simple example is that somebody might leave wherever they live in Kenya, move to Nairobi. So there is a remittance element that is big. So every week, every month, bi-weekly, they might send funds back home. Nigeria is a little bit different. When people move to Lagos, for instance, they take the entire family and they move. So the remittance element is not as big. However, there's a trade element that's very big here. So you might find that people do a lot more funds transfers for trade. They might buy a lot more services, so a DSTV or GoTV, a StarTimes. So the bill payment arm is a very interesting thing. So that's why we think that payments is sort of a two-sided thing, is that we know what the established payment methods are: analog cash, digital ATM, you might have mobile banking or internet banking, but then you get the mobile phone and things start to change. So that's what we're really excited about, is that we can't really predict the new things that are going to come up, but one of the things that eTransact does extremely well is that innovation is sort of in the DNA of the company. And we like to think about what the world might be tomorrow and how we can participate in it. PocketMoni is a mobile money operator. What it allows us to do is it allows us to store value, and it uses the phone as the device that you store it on. Financial inclusion is a very big thing in our country, that if you look at the number of people that are excluded, I think the last report that NIBS had, that there may be 90-something million bank accounts on 20 million BVN people. In a country of 180 plus million, that penetration is quite low. But it doesn't stop Nigerians from transacting. So they transact, but the mechanism of transaction is that of cash. Now, once you've reduced the amount of cash people can move around, it limits the types of things you can do. So financial inclusion becomes a big thing. How do I digitize cash? If I can digitize cash and put it into a stored value like a mobile wallet, it allows me to participate in sort of a myriad of financial transactions. So be it transactions, be it funds transfer, savings, insurance. And what you find is these are all the things that CBN would like people to start being included in doing. The problem is you can't show up in a marketplace and tell somebody about insurance and tell somebody about really esoteric things that they just don't think about. So you have to start with the simple things like my ability to give you a mechanism to move your cash from point A to point B is a lot safer, a lot quicker than if you were to move cash. So I think from there you build on top of that foundation and you start to do some really great things. So what PocketMoni strives to do is, one, start as a mobile money operator with a wallet, and then start to follow people in the types of things that they will do. There are some pretty innovative things that we're launching next month that we're really looking forward to. And one of the biggest things that people talk about is they'd like to save. So this is targeted squarely to that market, but it's in different incarnations for people that are electronic, as well as people that exist in marketplaces as well. We've crossed the 1 million accounts mark. We're fast approaching 10,000 agents in our network. Our growth from last year to this year has been great. Unfortunately, as a public company, we have to disclose everything at the same time to the marketplace. So we probably will disclose that at the end of 2016 as we wrap up the year. We haven't really spoken about the PocketMoni individually versus eTransact as a group, but the growth has been fantastic. We are seeing massive pickup, though, in 2016. So it seems as if the market is finally getting to accept, embrace, and start to use mobile money platforms. It's not just us. We see that with people that are in our space as well. We have an industry organization called AMPO, and what we do there is share what we're seeing in the marketplace. And what we're seeing across the board is that mobile money is being embraced. So we've been able to do lots of things in the marketplace since we started the company. We've been able to get the acceptance up. We've been able to get people embracing sort of mobile wallets. One of the other things we've been able to do is that agent networks are starting to be built, and that's one of the big touch points in the marketplace. I think for us, in the next 3 to 5 years, we see sort of a migration of people that primarily use cash to using wallets and embracing sort of a full spectrum of different digital products that we might envision in the space. Some of those are insurance. We are actually looking at lots of things in healthcare as well, transactions. So being able to make things less friction-filled. So right now, a person that has to accumulate a lot of cash to go make a payment. So let's take, for instance, someone that pays school fees or someone that pays rent. There are sort of these savings groups that people create where you pool money together and you save it up for 10 months and then you transact. We think that there are better digital ways of doing those sorts of things. So what you're doing is you're mirroring people's current behavior, but you're doing it in a digital world. So we see that as probably near term in the next 2 years. Next 5 years, like I said, we're in a very innovative marketplace. We see lots of entrepreneurs that are coming up with exciting things out there. Some of them will look to copy, and others will see if we can partner. But I think that the space on the financial tech side, especially in the Nigerian space, is robust, it's growing, and it continues to be exciting. Hello, my name is Ike Eze. I'm an executive director at eTransact. I run PocketMoni, which is our mobile money operation business. We have electronic wallets, and we're looking to digitize and financially include the Nigerian population.